Hello, my name is Carx82 and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. Fortunately, we had a mic mishap. Windows Update reset my mic settings. Doesn't always do it, but sometimes it does. So I am just recording a voiceover. So I will try to remember what I did in the last episode. I am basically crafting up these Dyson module things, and it is quite slow. So the transcendent metal, which you just saw, is 180 seconds, and we need, I forget, like, it's something like 20,000 or 50,000 transcendent metal for all the parts. So it's basically the conveyors and the pumps. Lots and lots of transcendent metal, and that is quite slow. So I just have it ticking along, but as you can see, it is it's pretty slow. We don't get a whole lot with the parallel. I think it's about like 128 or something like that. So what I'm thinking is we're probably going to craft up another Mega Blast smeltery. And yeah, I'm just showing that I am crafting up lots of space-time and lots of hypogen. That's just to keep the things going. But yeah, the transcendent metal is definitely going to be a bit of an issue. So let's go ahead and there you go, you got it. Figure out where we're putting a new Mega Blast. A new Mega Blast furnace. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to do what tier I want. Do I want the exact same? Because that runs at about 2 billion U per tick, and my laser network at this point over here doesn't. It supports about 8.5 billion, I think. So if I have the Mega Blast furnace going, the freezer going, the Mega Smeltery going, it might be a bit too much for my laser network to handle. So I'm trying to decide where I want to put this thing and what tier. Also, I don't know what I'm doing right here. I don't remember. I think I pointed out that yes, it goes in order. That's the order it goes in when deciding what recipe. Oh, I moved the. That's right. I moved the buffer off of the first one. So it was in the very first hatch, and I ended up moving it to the very back. So that is the last thing. The blast smelter will craft up, and celestial tungsten is like the second last. Yeah, because when you have like thousands of different ingots, and a lot of the stuff can't continue crafting unless you craft up all the ingots. So I like to have the slowest ones on the end. But all right, so should we do same tier, or should I do like a bunch of lower tier ones? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Do I do like one that's running at max, or do I do like 4 that's running at a lower tier? I don't. I'm not like great at figuring out the parallel without just doing it and seeing how much it is. So I'm just checking the power right now. We got 16,000 amps of UEV going into that, and then it splits off. So we should have like a full 8.5 billion E per tick on that side. So I do think if we do like multiple blast furnaces running at max power on that side, I think we're going to have issues. And so we'll see. I don't remember what I was doing here. I am talking about the doing the wireless. I have been trying to hold off on upgrading it, just because we don't have a great supply of Shirobon yet. I could be crafting it up, actually. Maybe I should be doing that. Instead of like keeping the things going with Hypogen, start crafting up Shirobon and get that going. That probably makes more sense. I just haven't really put much thought into them yet. So let me go ahead and we'll get the Mega Blast Furnace going. Since I moved all the stuff, it should craft up the parts. It'll take priority crafting up the parts over the Transcendent Metal, which is cool. So I'm thinking we put it here. Maybe on the end of this, because that does have a full... I was thinking maybe extending this and going behind the freezer. Maybe I should do that, or maybe farther down the line. I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm gonna leave that, the freezer, just in case I need more freezers, which we do actually need freezers. Yeah, so let me get the Mega Blast Furnace crafted up. I was kind of waiting to see when it takes priority, but I think we'll just go ahead and craft up the Blast Furnace. All right, here we go. Gone ahead and decided to place it farther down, as opposed to right behind the freezer. I wanted to leave room because I'm sure we're going to have more freezers eventually. I don't think there is any better way to do the ingots, the hot ingots, other than just crafting up, spamming more freezers, mega freezers. So just connecting all the lasers here. There we go. We should have all the power. I decided to go with the UEV ones, so it'll be running at max. Now I have also crafted up a bunch of the things to link, the hatches to link. We're not going to do a separate like subnet or anything like that. We'll just link them. I think that's the easiest way. Also is easier because you don't need to hook them all up with power, but I do need to get the stuff out. So just trying to figure out where I want to send the wireless. I think we'll just send it directly into the other blast furnace, so it kind of just keeps it organized. Yeah, that one only has 22 channels, so we'll just connect it there. All right, cool. So that's hooked up. Now I need to link the hatches, which this is like why these buffers are so cool, because you can just like parallel so easily. So there are, I think there's 8 hatches. I just randomly decided to throw down 8 of those things, and I was like, oh, I actually had the right amount. 8 just sounded like a good idea. Anyway. So I think we'll do that one there. And then I think we will attach the other one to the 8th in the line, so it doesn't. I think that will prioritize. I think it goes left to right when it tries to figure out what recipe it wants to do. So do that at the the farthest right one, and there we go. It is on. So not like super huge amounts of smelting, but we did just double the speed basically. So each blast furnace is going to get less and less. You get like diminishing returns on how fast you build the stuff. But yeah, just adding a second one, you're doubling the speed that you're smelting your like transcendent metal. So yeah, instead of giving what like 100 every 180 seconds, we're getting 100 every 90 seconds now. And then if I added like a third one, you would get like 100 every what 60 seconds. So all right, there we go. Just chunk loaded that. I do plan on adding more of these, I'm sure. Which is the reason I decided to go off its own kind of transformer. Also, I was just thinking, I probably don't need this anymore. This is the mega chemical reactor that produces molten neutronium with the combs, but at this point, crafting up neutronium in the DTPF is so easy. If you look at the molten neutronium, like we are down to, like with 2.5 buckets or whatever with the discount, we get 4,000 ingots of neutronium. So I was like, yeah, I don't think we need to have that running anymore. It's using talic acid, it's using power. No point in worrying about that. But all right, so there we go. We got our 2 blast furnaces, megas. We are slowly expanding the base. And I do think if I added another one, I think we would be kind of pushing it with what our power can handle. I'm really just trying to get the Dyson built, and that will... Then I will focus on upgrading our power lines. And eventually we will have wireless feeding into the transformers, but we're a little far away from that. Basically the Shirobon. So I really should just start. I think after we get the Dyson stuff that I am crafting up, I think we'll just start focusing on the Shirobon. It's really the metastable Oganesson that's the slowest part. But all right, so there we go. Let's start crafting up the next things. Yeah, I think I'm just saying that that's like the most expensive one out of the whole multi-block, which I already have said that, so yeah, it is a bit slow. And oh yeah, it's slow because I don't have the component assembly line crafting those up. It would be cheaper if we had that. But I'm just thinking probably going for the top tier component assembly line. You only need 34 of those, or 43. And I mean, we just crafted up thousands of optical mainframes, and PICO circuits are now parallel. So, and all that space-time, I mean, we're crafting up tens of thousands of space-time. So I think that is probably going to be doing that sooner than later. All right, we are back. I've got the Dyson Swarm thing, the next part. And these Mega Blast furnaces are still chugging along. And yeah, it's definitely faster with having two of them. But I am just going to kind of continue moving along with the different parts. We got those. Next part is the Dyson Swarm Energy things. I do need to do the advanced assembly line for that. So we'll move on with that. But a lot of this stuff, like if you try to craft this up right when you get to this tier, this would be pretty difficult with all these superconductor wires and everything. But at this point, we're kind of like, all this stuff is like super automated. So it's actually really not that difficult to craft this up. It's just some of the stuff has long smelting times. So I need to that. We need to scan the item. A lot of it is just getting items to scan and shift clicking the recipes into AE. But yeah, like I said, most of the stuff we have recipes for all this stuff. We just need to get them crafted up and do all the researching. Sometimes the researching can be kind of annoying. But all these parts are actually not too bad. All right, that one I do not have the energy something acceptor. I have no idea what that even is. I've never seen that. I thought it was a transformer recipe, but it's actually energy distributor. No idea what that does. Splits amps into several sides. I don't know. But as you can see, I already have all the recipes for it. So easy peasy. Just throw it in AE. And we should be good with that. And there we go. Not a problem. Man, I'm really talking about those components. Like the third time I've talked about how expensive those are. Well, they are. They use a lot of transcendent metal. But that is why I have expanded my blast furnaces. Yeah, so there we go. You can see it's put the new items in, and then it'll smelt those. I forgot to connect the rest of the hatches. I got to do that. But yeah, as you can see, it just smelted up everything else, and then it switches to the other bits. So I like that. It's not waiting to craft up all the other parts, until it does all the transcendent metal. So, and there's no way to speed it up either. There's no like Oganesson recipe because it does require molten tungsten, but it is what it is. Also, I haven't upgraded the glass. I was just noticing that the neutronium glass. And I was thinking about, would upgrading to eternal coils, would that make much of a difference? But I don't think it's going to make too huge a difference at this point with the overclock. You might get a few extra overclock or parallel, but yeah. Okay, so I am crafting up a couple more parts. The Dyson Swarm module, as you can see, is quite expensive as well. Thankfully, you only need one of them. You can see there's only one Dyson Swarm. So, don't know where it is. It's in there somewhere. I don't see it off the... Yeah, it doesn't really matter where it is, because we're just use the multi-block builder to craft it. But yeah, the Dyson Swarm module is in there somewhere. And we got our hermetic casing, we got the frames, I got the ultra concrete. So there are just a few things left. These look relatively easy. Spoiler alert, one of those things needs a whole bunch of different recipes. I didn't realize. One of those items, I thought I had them all. But yeah, one of them needs a whole bunch of recipes. All right, so looking at the scanning things we need to do. Superconductor, never seen those before, never seen these. Not too difficult. I mean, that's just mica, silver, and electrum. Yeah, like none of that's easy. Or none of that's difficult. And same with this, molten. So I need to craft those up and scan them. Now, this part is a little bit more complicated. We need 74 of those. Yeah, these 3 items are the hardest. So these Dyson control models actually require a bunch of the accelerated. But I just realized that you actually get 8 per craft. I didn't realize that at first. So you actually get 8. So it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to need like hundreds of PICO circuits, but no, it's not. It's actually not as bad as I thought. I can't wait to get the Dyson thing up and running. All right, we're back. Gone ahead and got the 2 scans. So we should be good with most of that. I have started crafting up. Yeah, you can see all the transcendent metal that needs along with that. Lots and lots. It just takes some time to smelt. I could craft up more blast furnaces, but I think I'm going to wait until I can sort out our power a bit better. I might even end up moving the original blast furnace so they're all together. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to, as we're crafting that up, it's a good time to like work on side projects. So this one, I'm going to start doing the optical assembly. So I think I don't actually know if it's going to be faster, to be honest, because it's 20 seconds at UHV, but these run at UMV power over here. So I don't actually know if it's going to be faster, to be honest. I will have it overclocked 1. We'll be doing UEV, so it's going to be overclocked once, but the other ones are overclocked 3 times. So I don't know if it's going to be quicker. We'll just have to see when it's built. But yeah, other than that, it's basically we're just kind of waiting for stuff. I need 12 of those, or is it 9? I don't remember. Nope, it's 9. There we go. We got 9. I actually love the advanced assembly lines. I think they're so cool. I think it's just such a fun kind of multi-block. I could be spamming regular assembly lines, which, to be honest, is like pretty easy, especially now with the dual P2P, the dual P2P interfaces or whatever. It makes expanding these just so much easier. But I don't know. There's something about the advanced assembly lines. I just think they're like really cool. And kind of like having a dedicated assembly line to each component that I want. I don't know. I just find that pretty fun. So we need like 4 hatches. Yep, 4 hatches for the fluids that it needs. And I think I was just getting distracted here. I was like, you know what? I should probably be crafting these up as I'm doing other stuff. So that's what I just got distracted. So I'm like, oh, I need to start crafting this up. So it can be crafting while I'm working on other stuff. So I need 20 and 12. Yes, those molecular coils turn out to be more difficult than I realized. And not like difficult, I just didn't have a bunch of the recipes crafted up. I was like, oh, what is this? Hollow casings and all sorts of stuff I've never done. I was getting that item mixed up with something else. It was the advanced coil. I thought that's what it was, just at first glance. I thought it was that field restriction coil when I looked at the recipe, because I just used those, but it's actually molecular coil. It's different. So that is why I didn't realize that. The most annoying part is having to craft up the item to scan, to be honest. I'm just pulling out the old coil recipes. I removed a bunch of the coil recipes. Just because I was never using them. And then, spoiler alert, I put the wrong coil in there. That wasn't the right coil for that item. And then, as you can see, like, this thing has a whole bunch of items I need to make recipes for. Yeah, Naquata alloy. I've never actually crafted that one up. We ended up skipping that. That's just a regular Naquata. Aquada, or whatever you say it. Yeah, we never made the alloy coils. So, need to make a recipe for that. We ended up going from Aquata to Trinium, I think, with the coils originally in our blast furnace. Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we never did it. So yeah, you can see we skipped that one. It's a bit obsolete in the progression. But yeah, those hollow casings, those are just the most random things. Yeah, so those molecular coils were a bit of a pain. But nothing too crazy. Yeah, it's basically just shift-clicking recipes in. Alright, so we are coming to the end of this episode. Unfortunately, not going to get the Dyson built. I was hoping I would get it built this episode, but I underestimated the amount of transcendent metal we were going to need. You know, because I kind of glance at the recipes, and if something doesn't pop out as super difficult, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I can craft up UIV motors, but not realize I may need to craft up 1,000 of them, kind of thing. So yeah, we'll get the Dyson. I'm pretty sure we'll get the Dyson built next episode. This is kind of like a part 1 of 2, basically. So lots of just crafting up random things, getting stuff scanned, and just waiting a bit for the transcendent metal to smelt. I also just remembered I need to craft up another supercapacitor. So that is something else we're going to have to craft up. So basically in the other dimension, we will be feeding it into a Lapitronic capacitor with the wireless. Instead of transferring the power across dimensions, we will just do that. But anyway, that's going to be for today. So thanks for watching and have a good one.